Hey everybody, it's Karen with Food and Family. You know, Thanksgiving is less than a week away. So we're all making our final list of what we're going to prepare. So I want to show you how I make my whole berry cranberry sauce. You know, for my family, there is nothing better than cracking open that can, laying it out, and seeing those ridges. They love the jellied cranberry sauce. We'll probably have that also, but we also like the whole berry. So I'm going to show you. It is simpler than you think. Now, a lot of you may already know how to make it, and you probably do make it already, but I'm going to show you how I do mine, okay? So I'm going to start with one package. This is a 12-ounce package of cranberries. Now, these are frozen. I bought them fresh about a week ago, so I went ahead and got enough for Thanksgiving and for Christmas. I wanted to keep them in the freezer so they'd stay good. So I put those in my pot. Now, what I want to do is, let me get my measuring cup, is I am going to add half of a cup of granulated sugar. Just sprinkle it right on top. But I'm also going to add a half of a cup of brown sugar. Now, I have light brown sugar. It just gives it, to me, a richer taste. Clean hands, packed my brown sugar. Okay, and to that, I'm going to add half of a cup of water, but I want to add some orange to this. So I want to zest my orange before I juice it. Once you juice it, it is so difficult to zest. Now, if you want to, you can use like your peeler and just cut off little, wide pieces of this rind and cut it up real thin. But I think zesting it works just as well. You get to see the orange more if you do it the other way. In fact, why don't we, before we fully zest this, why don't I try to cut off a piece of that orange? And let's do some of that. See, I'm just getting the rind. You do not don't get the pith. Leave that on the orange. Look, I got me a nice piece there. And I think I'll do one more. I've got place to do one more. It's not quite as wide. But you know what? That's going to be very pretty. And this cranberry sauce. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put my zest in. And I'm going to go ahead, since I've got my pot going, I'm going to go ahead and add my half of a cup of water. Now, I may have to come back and add a little bit more water. We'll see how much juice we get out of this orange. So I'm going to cut this rind that I cut off. I'm going to cut it into thin strips. Can you see that? So what's going to happen is when this cooks up with the sugars, it's going to kind of candy that orange rind. Have you ever had it candied? It is so good. So let's put that in. That's going to be so nice and festive, having those little pieces in there. I'm glad y'all talked me into doing that. Okay, so let's do that. Now, I want to stir it just a little bit already. Then I'm going to cut this orange. This is a beautiful orange. I got navel oranges. And I like those. You don't fight with seeds so much. So I don't have one of those juicers, so I'm going to have to squeeze it. I need to get me one of those. Oh, this is putting out a lot of juice. So y'all give me just a second and let me juice this orange, okay? Yeah, I guess that orange felt very holiday-ish because it gave me right at half of a cup. So we're going to pour that in there. Now, no seeds. It has no seeds. It does have some of the pulp, which is fine with me. But if you don't want any of the pulp, you can strain it. I just like the texture. I love juice with pulp. Let me rinse my hands real quick. If you could just, the orange, isn't it just a nice festive flavor and smell? You know, if you want, and I did this one years ago, and I've done it since, but I did it years ago. When we were buying this house, we were trying to sell the one we lived in. So I would take orange peels or cinnamon and put it on my stove and let it simmer real low, and it just smelled up the whole house. You can do it with cloves, and just makes it festive for when your guests come in. Okay, so I'm going to let this simmer. Now what you want to do is let it cook until these berries stop popping open. And that's what's going to cause it to thicken up. And of course, as it cools, it's going to thicken up even more because it makes like, with the sugars and the juice from the cranberries, it makes like a jelly. So we're going to get this done. And that's one dish. Now I can put this in my refrigerator, and I promise you it will keep until Thanksgiving. And I bet I have very little left over. Okay, so give me a little bit and I will be back and we'll check this out, okay? All right, these cranberries have been simmering for about 10 minutes and they're tender, and I'm just taking my spatula and stirring it up, and as I do, I'm kind of smushing some of them. That's technical, smush. And so what, that's releasing the juices, but they've been cooking about 10 minutes, and yeah, it is so beautiful. But you know, the fun part about it is as it's cooking, I'm hearing pop, pop, pop. Those cranberries popping open, but that's what you want them to do. Okay, I don't know if I can hold this up well enough for you to see down in that pot. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that color. Oh my goodness. So I think actually we can go ahead and plate it. Y'all, it's getting thick already. Can you see that running off of my spatula? I have got a beautiful, beautiful bowl here, and this is what I'm going to use. I'm going to pour this in. Let's see. I want you to see it. Let me see if I can get this moved down where you can see what I'm doing. Okay. Now. Can you see? Can you see that pouring in there? I think you can. Oh my gosh. This is absolutely amazing. You know what? Maybe we can take a little taste. We'll just have to cool it off, right? But I'm going to post you pictures after it has totally chilled. And from the time I showed it to you when I first came back on here to now, it has thickened up so much. And it's all natural. There's no added thickeners in there. It's the cranberries. Does it have pectin in it? Maybe that's what it is. Y'all may know more about that than I do. Somebody that knows more about cranberries. I just know about eating them. I love them. Oh my goodness. You guys. That has the tartness that I want from the cranberry. But it has the sweet also that I'm looking for. This is going to be a hit on my holiday table. Put this alongside of my dressing and ham, and oh my goodness, and an after Thanksgiving sandwich. This will be on top of it. I hope you enjoy this video, and I will post you pictures of it after it's cooled and you can see more how it's gelled up. But I hope you will try this, and if you do, let me know, please. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I enjoy having you in my kitchen with me. Y'all stay with us because we have some more dishes coming up. Thanks again, everybody. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We'll see you next time. Bye.